Many of us have seen movies with turtles in the water, and then we see a movie that has a turtle on land. And then we question which movie is actually accurate, but then we find out later on that they're both accurate because they're two different species. There are numerous differences between a turtle and a tortoise, ranging from their habitat to their physiology. To the untrained eye, they look almost identical, unless you know the key differences between the two. You may be wondering what experience I have. Well, I used to work at a pet store that would both buy and sell turtles and tortoises. So over the years I worked there, I learned about the similarities between the two and also the key differences that you need to tell them apart. Today we're going to explore what a turtle is, what a tortoise is, and what are the differences between the two. So what is a turtle? Well, actually a turtle is technically a term used to describe all the species of the order Testudines that have a body encased in a bony shell. And all turtles are reptiles, which means they also all lay eggs. And technically, all tortoises are considered turtles. There are many different species of turtles, so we're going to focus on the generalization of the sea turtle for today. Well, its name implies where it lives, which is the sea, and it spends majority of its time in the water, but it can also go on land. Their diet depends on what species they are, with some ranging from being a carnivore or a herbivore or even an omnivore. In some cases, it may even depend on whether it's a hatchling or fully grown adult. They also grow very large, with some of the lengths ranging up to 5'10", which is coincidentally the same height as myself. Since the sea turtle lives in the sea, its body has adapted to live in the water. It has a thinner shell so they can glide through the water with ease. They also have web-like feet or flippers to make it easier to swim. Sea turtles can live for a very long time, with their estimated lifespan ranging from 50 to 100 years. Now that we know the characteristics a sea turtle has, let's go over what a tortoise is. We know that all tortoises are turtles, but not all turtles are tortoises. So what exactly are the characteristics of a tortoise? Well, a tortoise spends majority of its time on land, so it is adapted to live on the land. Unlike the webbed feet of a sea turtle, a tortoise has these huge club-like legs to carry themselves. They need those giant legs because they are very heavy, with the heaviest tortoise being a Galapagos tortoise that weighed 920 pounds. The other adaptations that tortoises have are that their shells are very round and high, so in case they end up on their back, they can flip themselves with much ease, and it also acts as a form of protection against predators. Majority of tortoises are herbivores, while some are omnivores, and they live in burrows, which they dig themselves. They also live for a very long time, just like the sea turtle, but they live even longer with their lifespan ranging from 80 to 150 years. And just like the sea turtle, they can grow to be very massive. Now that we've gone over what both turtles and tortoises are, let's go over what differences they have between the two. Since all tortoises are technically turtles and all turtles are technically reptiles, they are cold-blooded or ectothermic, which means they cannot regulate their body temperature by themselves. So they have to rely on outside sources to heat themselves up or to cool themselves off. Both turtles and tortoises lay eggs only on land. So a sea turtle will come up to the land, it'll dig a bunch of fake nests and then one real nest and lay their eggs there. Well, as a tortoise, they live in burrows, so they will either lay their eggs there or make another burrow to lay their eggs. At first glance, you may think that they look exactly the same, but they are very different. So the slight differences you can notice at first glance are that the shells. A tortoise shell is very round and very high, whereas a turtle shell is very flat because it's made to glide through the water. The legs are also completely different, with the tortoise having these club-like legs, while turtles have web-like feet, or flippers in this case. So today we've learned many things about sea turtles and tortoises, such as what a turtle is, what a tortoise is, and the difference between the two. So maybe next time you see a turtle or a tortoise, you'll be able to tell the difference between the two.